Good morning, friend. Welcome to this week's episode of the Dinner Made Easy show. I'm going to show you literally the easiest dinners ever. This is kind of a part two from Tuesday's Erin show where I did the live prep of 6 freezer meals in about 30 minutes. It all in, including side dishes, is going to cost me like 45 to maybe $50. So this is where we're going to then cook one of the freezer meals. So I put 6 meals together on Tuesday. You can go back and watch that video under the videos tab here on the Facebook page. The second part of this is then how do you cook those meals? Once you put those meals into the freezer, how do you cook them? So I'm actually out in the garage and we're gonna grab one of the meals, the ranch chicken tacos, and we're gonna go into the kitchen. I'm gonna show you how to do this. We actually got a question about this yesterday. We do have a blog post about it. I can link that here when we are finished, but we're just gonna jump right in and get started. So we're out in the garage. It's a little shadowy out here. So I'm gonna grab the ranch chicken tacos. So this is one of the things that I made Tuesday, okay? And we're going to go and put these in the slow cooker. And this is gonna be our dinner tonight. So if you missed, sorry, quick little scenery change here. If you missed that on Tuesday, I prepared, okay, now we're in the kitchen. On Tuesday, I prepared 6 meals for the freezer in about 30 minutes. It probably would have taken me 20, 25 minutes if I wasn't talking and teaching you how all of that works. It's part of my 5-ingredient challenge. If you type FIVE into the comments, I'll message you information about the challenge. It's also linked here on the video as well. It's totally free to do. You get a download with the PDF of all of these meals, putting all 6 together. You can also watch that video. I prepped it live as if we were like working virtually together and putting your meals together. And of course, I do have an option for a bundle. Well, I will print it and mail it to you and send some bag stands. So we have a set of 2 bag holders that hold up your bags while you load your freezer meals. They're super handy. As you saw, if you were there for that video, you saw that. If you weren't, then they're super handy and absolutely crucial for putting together freezer meals. I actually used them yesterday to put together to put the extra pinto beans that I cooked in the Instant Pot into smaller, like quart-sized bags. So they're very handy beyond freezer meals as well. So April, Lisa, Kathy, I got you. 5 after the video, check your messages and you'll see links for all of the great information that we have here. So I'm gonna actually tilt my camera down a smidge. So this is how a freezer to slow cooker meal works. I think this is about as far as I can go without my phone falling off its tripod. So what you're gonna do to cook a freezer to slow cooker meal. So this is the chicken, ranch, dressing, taco seasoning, and a little bit of chicken stock. So it's frozen here. So I need to separate the ingredients from the bag. It's going to go into the slow cooker, which I have right here. We're gonna do this all here. So all I need to do is just place it in a bowl of warm water. We call this quick thawing for about 5 minutes. So really the idea here is this is just a bowl. I just room temperature right out of the tap. 5 minutes just to separate the ingredients from the baggie, okay? And then we're going to add this frozen, let's see if we can get a little bit more of my face. There we go. So just squat here. We're gonna add these ingredients frozen into the slow cooker. So you're gonna see that happen. But while we wait, I wanted to explain that this also works really well for a freezer to Instant Pot style meal. So if you wanted to make these in the Instant Pot, let's say you forget in the morning, it happens to me, I might be the freezer meals queen, but I totally forget to either pull things out or even start the slow cooker in the morning. So if you forget, I could make this in the Instant Pot, at 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon and have it ready in time for dinner. So freezer to slow cooker meals and freezer to Instant Pot meals are very similar in how you get them from the freezer into the appliance. So it's gonna be a similar type thing. The one thing I will add about an Instant Pot meal, if you know you're gonna freeze it in the Instant Pot, okay? So if you, for sure I need this next Thursday because we have a thing and I need the Instant Pot to cook for me. If you just can predict that and see that in your schedule, then you're gonna wanna freeze the meal in a round bowl. So this I flat froze, right? I just sort of laid it flat and froze it. But if I was gonna cook this in the Instant Pot, I would take these fresh ingredients into a small bowl so that the food freezes in a round shape. So then I can transfer the frozen food will be round to then fit into the Instant Pot. Does that make sense? I can't fit this square rectangular shape into a 6-quart circular Instant Pot insert. It's literally, you can't fit a square peg in a round hole. Okay, so this is Instant Pot. I know the video says freezer cooking to slow cooker, so hang on a second, I'm gonna get there. But I wanted to explain the freezer to Instant Pot option because it's very similar mechanism in terms of getting it from the freezer into the appliance and cooking itself. Okay guys, thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the shares. I appreciate you. If you're just joining, type the word 5, F-I-V-E, into the comments. This is a recipe from Megan, give it a 5. That won't fire for you. This is a recipe from my 5, there you go, girl. My 5-ingredient challenge that I put the meals together, the 6 meals together on Tuesday. You can go back and watch that video on the videos tab. And here today, I wanted to show you, literally started here in my garage, grabbing this from my deep freezer and then putting it into this bowl of water to quick thaw is what we essentially call this. And really the idea here is you're using water to thaw that, just like you would typing or just like you would like turkey. If your turkey's not thawed and you need to get it into the roasting pan on Thanksgiving morning, what do? You put it into your sink with water and it helps thaw it faster, okay? Now, here's my one rule with this. Now, this is frozen food that we're gonna transfer to get cooked. We do need to keep it obviously at a safe temperature. It's a food safety issue. So if you're going to quick thaw for longer than 20 minutes, which set a timer. I always set a timer when I'm quick thawing something because, you know, distraction, life, all the things happening. So it needs to be like this in your fridge. So if I needed to quick thaw this, but I wasn't gonna cook it until like later this afternoon, let's say I was gonna put this in the Instant Pot at 5, I could just put this into the fridge, or it's something that maybe I'm going to bake. So I pull it out in the morning, put it in a bowl of water, put it into the fridge to thaw in the water in the fridge, keeps it at a nice cold temperature, and then I can bake. Let's say I was baking, I'm not baking this chicken, but pretend I was, then I can bake this later on. Okay, I'm trying to keep this tight, but I also want you to understand the safety of quick thawing. So the ingredients are already separated from the bag. All it really takes is a couple of minutes to separate the ingredients from the bag, and then we're gonna transfer it to the slow cooker. So let me just do a quick shifteroo here. I have my slow cooker right here. Actually used it yesterday. We're getting a two in a row day. So all I'm gonna do is just open this up and transfer it frozen in here. Now, this particular recipe does not need any extra liquid, okay? It already has the chicken broth in it. Sometimes you do need to add a little bit of extra liquid, depending on the recipe. Maybe it's a soup, or you didn't add the stock at the time that you prepared it for the freezer. You know, make a little note on your label or on your bag that you need to add the liquid there. The only other reason that you would need to add liquid right now is if your slow cooker tends to what I call running hot, which means it has a tendency to overcook, maybe dry out meat. You've had trouble with that in the past, but literally that's all. You put the lid on. If your slow cooker does run hot, you probably just need to add only about a quarter, maybe half a cup of liquid, either water or stock of some kind, and then you can run it for 8 hours. So that's the second rule. The first rule is if you're going to be quick thawing in the bowl of water any longer than 20 minutes, it needs to be in the fridge. But again, that only took about 5 minutes to get ready to add to the Instant Pot. The second rule with cooking freezer to slow cooker meals is you've got to cook on low for 8 hours. Low for 8 hours gives it enough time to thaw out and enough time to cook the meat all the way through. So low for 8 hours and up to 20 minutes on the counter are my 2 rules with a freezer to slow cooker meal. So what happens next? Before I explain that, I would love for you to type 5. Joanne, I got you, girl. Type 5, the number, spell it out, F-I-V-E, into the comments, and I will message you information about the 5-ingredient challenge, about all the things that we have going on. This is what I'm doubling down on. I'm doubling down on freezer meals, especially these 5-ingredient kinds that have fewer ingredients, which means fewer groceries to buy, which means saving money on groceries. And getting 6 meals into the freezer also sets you up for success in the future, right? Like this is like the easiest type of dinner. when people talk about, you know, how do you do it? How do you keep up? How do you manage, you know, working and I have 4 boys and sports and more sports and all the sports. And really this is one of the ways that I can keep everybody fed and I can keep myself out of the drive-thru is these freezer to slow cooker meals. They have been a staple in our home and in this kitchen for years. And that's why I have created the My Freeze Easy apps, is to set you up for success. That's why I do this challenge, because I want you to try it. I want you to see how amazing and perfect these are. And this is literally the easiest dinner ever. I know I'm explaining it, I'm teaching you, I'm talking, I'm sharing how this all works, but literally hands-on time, it was 30 minutes to put together 6 freezer meals. It was a minute to get it from the garage, a minute to get it in and out of the bowl of water, and 5 seconds to push the buttons to get this started, right? So really fast and easy. So finally, this is gonna cook on low for 8 hours. What do I do in the end? Well, this is ranch chicken tacos. I'm gonna shred the chicken into the sauce. It's a beautifully flavored ranch plus taco seasoning. It's so good. We're going to shred that chicken up, and then I'm going to put it into tortillas. We have a little shredded cheese. We have a little sour cream left from last week's chili. So those will probably be our toppings. And we have avocados too. My son had requested avocados, so he will probably make some homemade guacamole to go with it as well, or maybe we'll do chips and guac on the side. And then side dishes, I'll probably do either corn or broccoli, depending on what the boys ask for. I usually ask them about side dishes because we usually have several different options in the freezer. So that's my plan for this meal. Again, this is from my 5-ingredient challenge, the shredded ranch chicken tacos. We have, on Tuesday, we made 6 freezer meals in about 30 minutes, and total all in, probably $45 to $50 for all 6 meals. And that includes all the side dishes and everything that's going to come along with it. I talk a lot about that in that video. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can go back and watch it. It's either on the $5 Dinners YouTube channel. It's also here on the Facebook page under the videos tab. It was just on Tuesday, so it should be the video right before this one. So that's that, my friend. This is the easiest dinner. I think it's also one of the most affordable, especially right now as we try to navigate these rising meat prices and inflation. Again, I share about that in that last video. It's only a few minutes long. Go check it out when we are finished here. One last reminder, if you type the word 5, F-I-V-E, if you're wondering why people are doing that, it's because I will message you information about this challenge. It's totally free to try. I want you to see how this type of freezer cooking works, and I want to show that to you. And one of the best ways to show it to you is to have you do it with me, which is why we're doing a 5-ingredient challenge here in the new year, so you can just see how amazing and fantastic these types of meals are. And then once you've gotten them in the freezer, then you'll be like, whoa, that was so easy, just like I showed you here. Okay, Patty, I'm gonna message you here in a little bit. Check that out when the video is over. That is what I got for this week's episode of the Dinner Made Easy Show. Like, this is the easiest Dinner Made Easy show of the Dinner Made Easy shows. I love cooking with you live, but this is really just an instructional sort of demo of how this all works. And I want to equip you for success, help you gain confidence with your cooking, help make dinner easier and more efficient, and ultimately help you make it as affordable as it can be. And right now, help you navigate this season of inflation. All right, my friends, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you on a future episode of the Dinner Made Easy Show.